Tonight, the world holds its breath, as a sense of unease settles over the globe. Uncertainty stretches across the Middle East, casting a long shadow over daily life and international relations alike. Breaking news: massive U.S. military movements are underway, and all eyes are now fixed on Iran, as the world wonders what will happen next. This is the largest buildup of forces in years. Warships, fighter jets, and thousands of troops are on the move, signaling a level of preparation not seen in a long time. Is this a warning, or something more? The stakes could not be higher as the region teeters on the edge of a potential crisis. From Washington to Tehran, a dangerous game of chess is unfolding, with each move and countermove scrutinized by the world's leaders and analysts. A single miscalculation could ignite a conflict with devastating consequences, not just for the region, but for the entire world. The scale and speed of these deployments suggests that something significant is underway, and the world is bracing for what may come next. Sources inside the Pentagon describe the atmosphere as incredibly tense, with officials working around the clock to monitor every development. The White House says it's prepared for any contingency, but the real meaning is in the military's actions, which speak louder than words. We'll break down the assets being moved, the shifting political climate, and what experts are saying about the possible outcomes of this escalating situation. The central question remains: are these the final diplomatic efforts to deter war, or the last quiet moments before the storm breaks? The world is watching and waiting as uncertainty and anxiety ripple across continents. This is not a drill. The sense of urgency is real, and the consequences could be historic. The answers remain shrouded in secrecy, with only hints and whispers emerging from behind closed doors. Tonight, we examine the facts behind the fog of international politics, seeking clarity in a world on edge. The first signs of this operation appeared overhead. C-17 Globemaster III aircraft streaming from US and European bases to the Middle East. These massive planes, with their distinctive silhouettes, have become a symbol of American military reach, casting long shadows over the desert as they arrive in waves. These enormous cargo planes, loaded with tanks, heavy equipment, and hundreds of troops, are landing at key Allied air bases in Qatar, the UAE, and beyond. Each arrival brings a fresh surge of military capability, reinforcing strategic positions across the region. Their routes, sometimes flown with transponders off, signal high operational security. The secrecy surrounding these flights only adds to the tension, as radar screens light up with unidentified military traffic. Sources say they're delivering advanced munitions, missile defense systems, and specialized personnel. These shipments include cutting-edge technology and weaponry designed for rapid deployment and immediate use if needed. This is the logistical lifeblood of a major military operation. Every crate, every vehicle, and every pallet of supplies is meticulously tracked and accounted for, ensuring nothing is left to chance. The purpose: preposition vital assets and shorten the timeline for any potential action. By having everything in place, the US can respond to threats or crises with unprecedented speed. It's also a powerful message to Iran. America can project power fast, and is willing to do so. The presence of these aircraft is a clear warning that the US is prepared to act decisively if provoked. The sheer number of flights is what has analysts concerned. The tempo and scale of this airlift are far beyond routine, signaling a significant shift in posture. This is not a routine resupply, it's a deliberate, sustained airlift. The operation continues day and night, with no sign of slowing down. The continuous flow of hardware and personnel is a logistical feat requiring immense coordination. Behind the scenes, teams of planners and logisticians work around the clock to keep the operation running smoothly. The arrival of these C-17s is the foundational step, preparing the battlefield. Every landing brings the US military one step closer to full operational readiness. Whatever is planned, the Pentagon is ensuring its forces are ready for a serious engagement. The scale of preparation suggests that nothing is being left to chance. The world is watching these skies. Local residents, journalists, and foreign governments alike are keeping a close eye on every movement, aware that history could be unfolding above them. The message is unmistakable: readiness for rapid escalation. The stage is set, and the world waits to see what comes next. As the skies fill with cargo planes, the seas reveal an even more formidable show of force. The USS Abraham Lincoln, a Nimitz-class carrier, now operates in the Arabian Sea, within striking range of Iran. A second carrier, the USS George Washington, is en route, marking a rare and significant dual deployment. Each strike group brings cruisers, destroyers, and submarines, an overwhelming concentration of naval power. These carriers provide the president with options, blockade, surveillance, or devastating airstrikes. Their presence is a direct warning. Any aggression from Iran will be met with swift response. On board, flight operations run around the clock. Super Hornets and Hawkeyes patrol the skies. Sailors and aviators are on high alert, ready for any order. The waters of the Persian Gulf have become one of the world's most dangerous flashpoints. This is gunboat diplomacy, 21st century style. The message: the US is ready to act. The world is watching every move. Behind the headlines, a surge of support aircraft powers this buildup. C-5 Galaxies transport oversized cargo, helicopters, vehicles, and munitions too large for C-17s. Aerial refueling tankers, KC-135s and KC-46s crisscross the skies, extending the reach of fighters and bombers. This tanker surge signals preparation for complex, long-duration air operations. Surveillance planes like the RC-135 rivet joint and electronic warfare aircraft are also in play. Each piece is essential, building a self-sustaining military ecosystem. The coordination is staggering. Logisticians, air traffic controllers, and maintenance crews work non-stop. This is not improvisation, it's the execution of a well-rehearsed plan. The speed and precision suggest this is more than a precaution. The US is activating a major contingency plan. The scale of support aircraft reveals the seriousness of the moment. Every flight is a signal. The US is ready for sustained operations. The machinery of war is in motion. Another unmistakable sign of rising tensions, US military bases across the Middle East are now relocating non-essential personnel in a coordinated effort. At major hubs like Al Udeid in Qatar, staff members and their families are being moved to safer locations, far from the reach of potential Iranian threats. This is a massive logistical operation, involving careful planning and swift execution. Officially, the Pentagon says it's for operational flexibility, but the real message behind these moves is clear to all observers. The Pentagon is clearing the decks for action, reducing vulnerabilities and ensuring that only the most essential personnel remain on the front lines. This step is only taken when there's a credible, imminent threat of attack, one that cannot be ignored. Bases that once buzzed with activity now become ghost bases, the usual bustle replaced by a tense, watchful anticipation. Only essential personnel remain: pilots, mechanics, intelligence officers, and special forces. These are the people who will carry out any mission that may come. Their focus is now entirely on the mission at hand, with every detail scrutinized and every contingency considered. The move simplifies security, reduces distractions, and allows commanders to concentrate fully on both defense and offense. Psychologically, it sends a powerful signal to Iran and the world. The US is not bluffing and is ready to respond to any escalation. By removing civilians, the US eliminates potential leverage. There are no non-combatants left as possible targets or bargaining chips. This is a calculated, deliberate move in a high-stakes geopolitical game, where every action is carefully weighed. The emptying of these bases is an unambiguous sign. The situation has entered a new, more dangerous phase, and everyone knows it. The US is preparing for all possibilities, from deterrence to direct engagement, leaving nothing to chance. The stakes have never been higher, and the world is watching what happens next. To understand US moves, we must look inside Iran. Months of protests have rocked the country, economic hardship, social restrictions, and political discontent fueling unrest. The regime's harsh crackdown hasn't quelled the anger. Some analysts believe Iran's leaders might provoke an external crisis to unite the country and distract from domestic turmoil. This makes the standoff even more perilous. The US military buildup adds pressure, forcing Tehran to divert resources. Washington's official stance supports peaceful protest, but Tehran may see the buildup as a threat. This perception could lead to preemptive action, a dangerous cycle of escalation. Iran's internal fragility is now a major factor in this crisis. The world is watching both the streets and the borders. In Washington, official statements are carefully worded. No confirmation of imminent strikes, no speculation. The message: the US is ensuring flexibility to respond to any contingency. This is strategic ambiguity, keeping adversaries guessing. The deployments are described as defensive, meant to deter Iranian aggression and protect American interests. But flexibility means the ability to switch from defense to offense instantly. The assembled forces can do far more than deter. They can launch devastating attacks. By emphasizing readiness, the US signals it's prepared for the worst-case scenario. This message is aimed at allies, the American public, and Iran alike. To allies, reassurance. To the public, prudent preparation. To Iran, a clear threat. The lack of direct confirmation is a tool, maintaining psychological pressure. The US is here, ready, and watching. The ambiguity is intentional. The stakes are unmistakable. This is no routine exercise. The scale, speed, and coordination of US deployments are unprecedented in recent years. 2 carrier strike groups, hundreds of aircraft, thousands of troops. This is a massive multi-branch operation. Analysts agree. It's the most significant buildup since previous major conflicts. The coordination between Air Force, Navy, and other branches points to a unified plan. Air corridors, naval movements, and supply chains are all synchronized. This is the activation of a pre-existing, well-rehearsed contingency plan. The official explanation of deterrence is met with skepticism. The sheer size of the force suggests preparation for more than just deterrence. You don't move this many pieces unless you're ready to play the game to the end. The operation's momentum is now a reality on the ground. The world is witnessing a turning point. The critical question remains, is this a warning or the eve of war? The deployment serves both purposes, the line between them dangerously thin. If it's a warning, it's the loudest possible without firing a shot. The hope-overwhelming power convinces Iran to back down. But if the warning fails, these forces are ready to strike. The preparations are real, the munitions and troops are in place. The very act of preparing for war makes conflict more likely. The world is balanced on a knife's edge. One miscalculation could trigger catastrophe. The pieces are in place. The coming days will reveal whether this is deterrence or the last quiet moment before the storm.